In case you're wondering, this is a little monster that just threw up on the floor because she likes to eat marshmallows and bones off the sidewalk. So, mwah. Okay, bye. I'm glad you're feeling better. Get out. Hi everyone, welcome to Flambaé, my dumpster fire of a cooking show. My name is Yanni. Today we're gonna be making pastitsio. Pastitsio is a food that I grew up with. It's something that my mom made all the time growing up. I am gonna make half the pastitsio my mother ever could because she's my mom and no one can beat her cooking. It's like a Greek style lasagna. Greek style. I don't know which came first, lasagna or pastitsio, the chicken or the egg. It comes from the word pie, pastitsio. It's like a deep, savory pie. It's made with ground meat. It's made with these thick noodles and a bechamel sauce. You bake it to perfection. It's absolutely stunning. Most of this is gonna take place on the stove, so let's get cooking. I need a third thing to say. It's the rule of threes. Let's get cooking, let's get going, and let's get this meal a-flowing. Okay, bye. Before we get started, make sure to go down, roast that like button, shoot me a little comment, be like, hey! We're gonna start by getting a pot of water boiling. I'm gonna start with a not fancy olive oil. It's still extra virgin, but it's not like an incredible olive oil. It's gonna be heated up anyway. I don't want to use the really fancy stuff because I want to be able to taste it, and I'm not going to really taste it if it's just sauteing onions. So I'm going to throw in my red onions into this Dutch oven, a little bit of garlic into the mix, a cinnamon stick, and cloves. They are whole. You're going to be picking these out of your teeth. You know what? These should go in a sachet.
What is a sachet?
Like a piece of fabric that you can just like pull out when it's done, so you don't have to like... If you have cheesecloth, if you have a sachet for spices, that would be ideal. Because then you don't have to pick it out. But if you don't, not a big deal, just throw it in. You just have little tasties at the end. I like to add the spices now instead of later because I want them to have the opportunity to bloom. Toss the ground beef in. Salt, and a little more salt, of course. And then we're going to mix it in so it cooks all the way through. Enough black pepper to kill you. The strangest thing is happening. It smells almost sweet. Like candy. I think I accidentally caramelized these onions. I mean, it smells so good. Like the cinnamon and the cloves, and then like almost as if like sugar. Am I using sugar instead of salt? I'm not. I'm definitely not. Of course, salt your pasta water. Now we're gonna do a little bit of red wine. And always remember, finish it off and treat yourself. Cheers, babes. I don't want so much liquid in this baking dish. I want a lot of this water to cook off. The last thing you want is just to be like a mushy mess. So when we do the pasta, it's gonna be mostly al dente. When we do the meat, it's gonna be not so much liquid. I'm so dumb, I forgot the tomato paste. Oops. Oh my God, the bay leaf. I forgot to throw the bay leaves in here. What is wrong with me today? There's a possibility that a lot of you at home don't necessarily have access to a lot of Greek specialty ingredients like I might in this Greek hub of a neighborhood. So today we're making it with an Italian bucatini. It's gonna turn out just fine, it's perfect. It's not traditional, but it's going to be absolutely delicious. So you're welcome to use any thick noodle that you have at home. All right, now we're gonna take this bad boy, we're gonna strain the pasta water out. A little bit of olive oil so it doesn't stick to itself. Mix that up, and we're gonna let this cool slightly for just a moment. We're doing a big hunk of butter. We're gonna mix in our flour. So the flour's cooking down into an edible form, and then it's becoming this like thick paste. This is called a blonde roux. It has thickening properties. We're gonna throw in some nutmeg into this roux. We're gonna take in milk. Splash at a time. This avoids any lumps. I'm spilling this everywhere! It really helps if the milk is room temperature. You don't want any curdling action happening in here. Don't leave this unattended on the stove. Do you ever just drink straight up milk? 100% whole milk, literally slaps. It's so good. I want to do a little black pepper here as well. I just like feel it. It needs it, you know? I'm gonna turn this heat off. Last thing we're doing, we're breaking eggs. So I'm doing the egg whites into the noodles, and then the yolk is slipping into our Mornay sauce. Okay, now it's time for my favorite part, putting all the pieces together. Step one is noodles go on the bottom. You're gonna sprinkle a little feta cheese on top, crumble it up. My mom uses Parmesan, and I said, oh, you know, I have Parmesan at home while I was at the grocery store, and alas, I did not have Parmesan. So I'm gonna go the Akis Pederzikis way. Then you're gonna go in with the ground beef, and that's gonna go next in our multi-layered situation we got going on. And you wanna kind of layer it as flat as possible, that way when you cut it, you get that beautiful, even cross-section. And then pour all that bechamel in. I would have loved if this were just a little bit thicker, but I think while it's in the oven, it will set beautifully. The top is gonna brown nicely with this cheese, and it is going to come out tasting absolutely perfect. And then that last little topper of feta, just because we can. And you're gonna pop open that oven and slide that bad boy right in. Bye. We threw our little pastitsio in the oven for 40 minutes. She's going to bake at 350 degrees. Keep an eye on her. You want the top to brown, you want the inside to set, but you want those to happen at the same time. So I will see you in just a minute, or 40. We're gonna pull this bad boy out of the oven. I did it without mitts. At least make it look like you just pulled it out. We're gonna pull our little treat out of the oven. And oh my God, look at her. Absolutely stunning. Is it the next morning? It very much is. Did I need to go to bed and did not want to wait for it to cool? That's very much true. So we're gonna enjoy a little treat this morning. Does this recipe take a long time? No. Does it take a short time? No. But if you don't start it at midnight, you'll be fine. And that's it. This is so good. It's nice because the flavor of the cloves really come through all the way to the end, but they soften enough that you're not picking them out of your mouth if you don't have the little sachets. I actually love it with that little bit of feta. I love the texture it brings into this, and I love it as a cheese that retains its shape. And the noodles, they still have a bite to them. The bechamel, I mean, is like, of course, the best part. You can't have just the best part all the time. You gotta mix it with other stuff, but it is absolutely fantastic. My loves, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to go down, roast that like button, set it ablaze, hit subscribe, tap on that little notification bell. As always, my name is Yanni, and this is a bite of food that's too big for my mouth. My name is Yanni, and thank you for watching Flambaé.